What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since I did an update video, but if the first thing you're going to notice is that the intro to my videos have changed. I don't know if it's just ironic that the intro to my old videos was my car blowing up, or if that's just me putting that in the universe, but no more of that. I'm not taking any more chances, but I'm going to go through and show you guys kind of where we're at. And also, I've got some pretty cool stuff in store for the daily LSX. We're going to be doing some mods on this thing, so you might want to stay tuned if you're into anything with Tahoes. And basically, I'm going to take you guys and show you some of the really cool stuff that we have done so far. Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that I did get a chance to get caught up on while I was waiting for all the machine work to be done at the machine shop. And I'll go do a quick little run through some of the stuff that I've been doing on the build. Also, we've got the 4th gen overflow installed. That thing turned out pretty sweet. Cleaned up the whole engine bay, got rid of the big jug on the fender over there. I've got my dual fans wired into the Phytech ECM from the ground trigger. I got the relay thrown up right under here. Kind of help clean the engine bay up. I've been working a little bit with an 89 Nissan Maxima wiper motor to kind of get that thing working and installed. That way I'm not having any interference issues with the LS swap on the big motor. I also got the AC box installed, the AC delete box. I do plan on running AC in the future, but it's going to be one thing at a time right now. Got that thing in. I've got heat working. I got the new heater core installed. And then also I've got some really cool headlights that I got wired in finally. These are by a company called Octane Lighting. So far I'm a big fan. They're super bright LED projectors. They got the cool halos. I'll turn them on for you real quick, let you see. And I've got them wired up to my fog switch down in there. So let's see, turn that on. Okay, first off I'm gonna show you guys the LED part. All right. So on the fog switch, I have those wired up to the LED halos. Those things look pretty sweet. I'm also going to show you, so I can turn those off with the fog light switch. And then also I'm going to show you guys how bright these lights are. So these are pretty bright. I don't know how much you can really tell by the video, but those things look pretty sick at night. They are the projector LEDs. Definitely a step up over the factory. It's hard to see with those things. I also got a lot of the wiring cleaned up too. The guy that owned this car before me, he totally butchered the whole wiring system. He had this thing hooked up to a switch panel like it was a race car. So I've just been trying to go through and recorrect all of that nightmare. I finally got a handle on it. I got the spaghetti mess tamed up a little bit. So everything, I've got the Phytech Ultimate EFI right here, which runs the whole computer system and tuning and all that stuff. I've got all that stuff hooked up. I got the tach hooked up. I've got the speedo hooked up. I also did install manual oil pressure gauge. And then I also, over here, you can see, I've got a safety switch. So I'm never gonna run into the issue that cost me my last engine. When I flip that switch, it kills all power to the injectors and the coils. So I can do a couple dry starts, especially with new engines. Make sure nothing's hydro-locked that can come back to bite me in the butt. And then I also, I got all new e-brake cables installed. I got new rotors, or new calipers, new e-brake cables, because I did switch from the automatic to the manual transmission. And then I also got the sound system wired up. I've got all the 6x9s running. Those things sound pretty good. These subs are hitting pretty good for some vintage subs. This amp is pretty powerful. But yeah, that's just kind of where we're at. Give you a quick little update video. So stay tuned. I'm gonna run through the new engine build and where we're at, and give you guys an update on that too. Alright guys, so here's the update. If you've been following my videos, you will know that this is the $400 short block from a junkyard. I did call about 15 different junkyards. I was trying to track down the whole engine. Sometimes you can buy a core engine for 750 bucks, for 500 bucks. They're kind of far and few between for the 6.2 liters, but I scored the whole short block for 400 bucks. And basically what the deal was is the crank was junk. So the whole crank on this thing was junk. Basically, I didn't use nothing out of this block besides just the block itself. And I had that dropped to the machine shop. I had it, the whole thing has been, you know, cleaned, hot tank, checked over. Let me see if I can get this up. So I had it bored 20 over, bored and honed. I had it decked. I also had new cam bearings installed. That's always kind of a must on these things. And then also just had everything checked over, made sure the line hone was all good. So basically the only good thing out of that $400 Junkyard core was the block itself. I was able to take the crank out of the old engine. I took the crank out of the old engine, had that turned. I had the whole new rotating assembly balanced, and I'll show you right here. I scored a pretty good deal. This guy on eBay, he sells the Gen 4 rods. There might be a little surface rust from sitting, but basically they have new bushings. They've all been touch toned, and you can see right here from the balance where they had to take some off the big end. So these are all completely balanced with my new pistons. These are the Molly 20 over. As you can see right here, each one's been balanced. They're all exactly matching, and it's been balanced with the old crankshaft. Everything's been polished too. So super stoked. We're having all that go together. So basically the $400 Junkyard core got me a block, which I'm okay with that. So after the machine work and everything, I'm still probably going to be in this engine relatively for a completely rebuilt 6.2, which this is out of a truck. I'm turning it into an LS3. What I'm doing, I delete the VVT, I deleted the DOD, displacement on demand, I locked in the cam, and basically other than the valve stems on the LS3, it is all pretty much identical, because I did get the new pistons and everything is balanced. So I think the pistons and the valve stems and the heads on the LS3 are the only differences. So I'm calling it an LS3. Changed my mind. Leave it in the comments if you think it's not. So, like I said before, all the bearing clearances just checked out. Super stoked about that. That means I can get busy. We're gonna drop the crankshaft in this thing. We're gonna drop all the main caps in, torque it, send everything home from good, and then we can finally move on to start putting some pistons in this thing. So I'm gonna get busy on that, put on time lapse. I'll fast forward through all the boring stuff so you don't just hear me talk, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got my little helper. Say hi.
Hi.
What is this?
Dad.
Is this Daddy's engine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, I've got the bottom end buttoned up, guys. Super stoked. It's been a long time coming, the last couple months. It is smooth as butter. Everything's fully torqued. And this thing is gonna be a ripper. So stay tuned. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I've got my little helper over here ready to play in the water. What's it look like under there? Does it look good? All right. Peace, guys.